everybody, welcome back to my mom's recipe box. So in case you didn't know, I'm a huge Elvis Presley fan, and there was a time when our house was full of Elvis memorabilia. I've cut back a lot, especially since we moved and everything, so but one thing I never lost a taste for were some of the flavors that have been associated with Elvis over the years. There's always a lot of talk about the kind of foods he used to like and what he used to like to eat and what was bad for him and what was not so bad for him. But anyway, so today is going to be a first for us. We're going to be making a pastry with some of what we think of as Elvis's favorite flavors, and that would be banana, peanut butter, and chocolate. Okay. I don't really know if he liked these things, but I like them and I like Elvis. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Okay, and there we go. And the next thing I want to tell you is today we're going to be using puff pastry, and I have never used this before. So it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. I'm not doing anything fancy with it. I'm basically treating it as a pastry dough. If you guys have experience with puff pastry, please leave me a comment below and tell me what's your favorite dish to make with puff. What are some tricks? What are some tips? If you've made your own puff pastry, you're too advanced for this channel and you should just go watch somebody else. But first leave me some tips on how to make it. Someday I just might, okay? So we're gonna start with our puff pastry, and this of course is something I got from the store. So cameraman, if you wanna come over. Now puff pastry is already in its own parchment paper, okay? So I don't have to put parchment paper on my baking pan. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to unroll the puff pastry onto my baking pan, okay? And we're just going to separate it here from the paper. And I'm going to pull this up here. And then all I'm going to do is just carefully unroll it, okay? Just like this. Okay, there we go. And there we go. And one last little bit right here. Okay. All right. And that's the puff pastry. The next thing I'm going to do is down the middle third of it, I am going to spread some peanut butter. And this is chunky peanut butter. You can use smooth. And to make it a little soft, I did put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. 15 and 15, okay? So I'm going to take this peanut butter and I'm just going to spread it down the middle of my puff pastry. And it's pretty soft, so I can just sort of scrape it in here like so. And this is maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. You can use more, you can use less. Okay, I'm just going to spread it out like this. It's kind of in the middle third of the puff pastry. I'm going to leave myself a little edge at the top and the bottom, okay? And the next thing I'm going to put in here are sliced bananas. The next thing we're going to put on here is our bananas. And we're just going to, we slice them and we're just going to lay them over top of the peanut butter like so. And it's okay if they overlap a little bit. Okay. Okay. Like this. And not exactly sure how many bananas I'm going to need right now, but I hope it's not more than 3 because that's all I've got. There we go. Now remember, the first and last cut of your banana belongs to the dog, right? So if you come over here, this is my end. This is my dog. Ruby, sit. Good girl. Ruby gets a banana. Okay, here's my second banana. I think the cameraman's right. I think we're going to end up just needing 2 bananas for this. There we go. That means I get to eat a banana, which makes me happy. Just gonna make sure that we only have a couple pieces left. So let's stick that in there. We'll just sort of tuck that in there. Okay, one for the dog. Ruby, sit. Good girl. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna add the chocolate chips. Okay guys, so now we're gonna add the chocolate chips, and these are semi-sweet chocolate chips. If you have mini chocolate chips, I think they would work better, but I just didn't have any. So these are just regular size. And I'm just gonna sprinkle them over the bananas. Now another thing you can do if you want is you can lay them down on top of the peanut butter and add the bananas. Up to you. But I like them on my bananas. Actually, I like chocolate chips on just about everything, let's be honest. Okay, so we're just going to give this a sprinkle. Okay, I think that looks like enough chocolate chips. What do you think, cameraman? Yeah, okay, maybe just a couple more. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make, first of all, we're going to make a little cut here. And a little cut here, and we're going to remove this extra dough right here, okay? Because we don't need it. We're going to make a little cut here, and we're going to make a little cut here, okay? I'm just going to pull that off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make some slits all the way through, just like this, all the way down to the bottom, okay? There we go. Okay. 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. You know, I'm not really measuring it, so I'm just sort of eyeballing it. So you guys do whatever you like to do, okay? We're going to stop right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, and they're getting warm because the oven is on. That makes the stovetop warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate strip by strip, and I'm just going to go like this. Just create a sort of a rough braid, okay? Like I said before, this is my first time using puff, so I'm not going to do anything super fancy. We're just going to see if this comes out. If it doesn't kill anybody, then I might try using puff again someday. Who knows? So we're just going to go back and forth. Okay, just like that. Like I said, keeping it really simple. Okay. Okay. How about that? Yeah, my strips I don't think are coming out. They're not coming out. I don't think I have the same number of strips. You know what? Don't care. Right? Okay. So we'll just do this one here. And we'll do this one here. And we'll just kind of pretend like we didn't have that one. So now we're going to go up here to the edge. And we're just going to pull this up. And we're going to put it over. Now this dough is very sticky, so it is sticking just fine to itself. And then here I'm going to cut this dough off, and I'm going to cut this dough off. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to take this end, and I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to kind of smush it up right there. Okay, just sort of tuck it in, smush it up. So as you can see, I have some nice braiding like lines here, and then they sort of disappear down here. It's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush a little bit of melted butter over the top, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top, and then it's going to be ready for the oven, okay? Okay, so now we have a couple tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to dot this on top of our pastry. Okay, and I put the butter in the microwave and I hit it at 15 seconds 3 times to make sure it was melted without burning. Okay, so we're just going to dab this generously onto our pastry, like so. Get it in there, cracks there, so we can get in and hit the bananas. Okay, make sure it's down here on the side, like so. Okay, there we go. There's a cat sneaking up on the cameraman right now. But the cameraman is on to him, so too bad, cat. Okay, when that's well buttered, like so. And if you get some on the parchment paper, no big deal. And we're going to take a little bit of sugar. Now this is raw cane sugar. You can use any kind of sugar that you want. I don't think I would use powdered sugar. But if you have that Demerara sugar, bigger crystals, that would probably be really good. And we're going to sprinkle this on top of our pastry, like so. Now remember, the bananas are sweet because they're pretty ripe, and you've got chocolate chips in there. But it's not a super sweet pastry. So if you want to put a little sugar on top, that is no problem. If you want to skip it, that's no problem either. If you want to put maybe crushed peanuts on top, sesame seeds. Okay, the cameraman says no sesame seeds. No sesame seeds, people. All right, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get this in the oven. The oven is preheated, 400 degrees, and this is going to go in for about 20 minutes, okay, everybody? But keep an eye on it. When it turns golden brown, it's done, all right? And I think what I might do, because I hate to waste this, I have these little pastry squares, and I'm going to put a little butter on them. And I'm just going to put them down here and see what happens. Maybe they'll make these really delicious little cookie things. Maybe they'll burn to a crisp before the pastry's ready. This is what cooking is all about, guys. You experiment. You ask yourself, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I put bananas in puff pastry? What would happen if I take my leftover puff pastry and put some butter on it and sprinkle some sugar on it? There we go. And put that in the oven with my pastry. What's going to happen if I do that? And that is how fabulous baking recipes are born. So let's get this in the oven, 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Come on back and we'll see what we got, okay? Hi everybody, welcome back. So the pastry is out of the oven. Let it set for a little while so it's not burning hot. It smells incredible. It smells like chocolate and bananas. And I don't know if you can see our cat Lulu right here. She's very interested. And our puppy Ruby is also very interested. But we're very interested too. So let's take a bite. Get one. Cheers. Well, it's chocolatey.
Wow.
Banana. Peanut butter. It tastes everything. Peanut butter and banana are really good together. I think they are. You don't think they are?
That's unusual.
It is unusual, but it's not bad, right?
No, not bad.
The banana's pretty strong.
It's popping.
Yeah. The pastry's very flaky.
Flaky.
It's a little bit hard to cut, I would say.
It's probably better to pick up with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's meant to.
You remember those little squares of pastry that we baked off?
Those were good.
Well, they were done, I would say, about 5 or 10 minutes before the rest of the pastry.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, very flaky, just a little bit sweet. Didn't have a lot of sugar on them. They were good. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the layers on the top. I like it. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'd like it more like maybe with ice cream on it or whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
What flavor would you want to hide?
No, I like it. It's just very different. I'm not used to chocolate and bananas together.
Okay.
Peanut butter's good too.
I actually like the peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Using my fingers.
I think that's smart. Okay, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is our recipe for this week. A peanut butter chocolate banana pastry in honor of the king. I wish I could play some of his music, but
Don't have the copyright.
no way.
Will come after us.
Priscilla, you know, I'm a big fan. Let us play.
TCB.
Yeah, let us just play like, I don't know. What's your favorite Elvis song?
Oh, there's so many.
I know. How about Viva Las Vegas? Let us play that.
Sure, maybe Nicolas Cage could make an appearance.
Okay, we gotta go. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell.
Before the cats eat everything.
Let us know what you think of Nicolas Cage, only if it's negative.
Thumbs up.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
We'll see you next
soon.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.